It was 2:17 a.m. The rain was hitting the windshield like bullets. Inside a broken 2003 Honda Civic, a 27-year-old man sat staring at his phone. $3.42. That was all the money he had in his bank account. $3.42. No apartment, no savings, no backup plan. And tomorrow, his car would be repossessed. He leaned back in the driver's seat, eyes red, stomach empty, pride shattered. And in that moment, he whispered something that would either destroy him or build him into a millionaire. This is not how my story ends. This is the story of Ethan Cole. Ethan grew up in Dayton, Ohio. Not poor enough to make the news, but poor enough to feel it every single day. His father worked at a warehouse. His mother cleaned houses. Money was never discussed. It was feared. Every month felt like survival. Ethan still remembered being 11 years old, standing in line at a grocery store. His mom's card declined. Again. The cashier sighed loudly. The people behind them stared. And Ethan felt something burn inside his chest. That night he told himself, "One day, I will never feel this small again." But dreams are cheap. Reality isn't. After high school, Ethan didn't go to college. Not because he didn't want to, because they couldn't afford it. So he worked. Construction, gas stations, night shifts at a warehouse. At 24, he thought he was doing okay. He had a small apartment, an old car, a steady paycheck. But then life happened. The warehouse cut staff. He was laid off. 2 months later, his girlfriend left. "You have no direction, Ethan," she said quietly. "I need stability." Stability. He didn't even have $1,000 saved. He started driving for food delivery apps, 12 hours a day. But the math didn't lie. Gas, insurance, rent, debt. He was drowning slowly. And then came that night. 2:17 a.m., $3.42. That night in his car, Ethan didn't cry. He stared at himself in the rearview mirror, and for the first time, he didn't blame anyone. Not his parents, not the economy, not his ex. He whispered, "Maybe I'm the problem." That thought scared him, but it also gave him power. Because if he was the problem, he could become the solution. The next morning, he parked outside a public library, not to charge his phone, to change his life. He walked in broke. He walked out obsessed. Ethan began studying like a man starving. Business books, podcasts, free online courses. He learned about sales, marketing, online businesses. He wrote this sentence in his notebook: "Money follows value." He didn't know how yet, but he knew one thing. He had to become valuable. He noticed something while delivering food. Local small businesses had terrible websites. Outdated, slow, ugly. He thought, "I don't know how to build websites, but I can learn." So he did. Every night, in his car, using free Wi-Fi, watching tutorials, failing, trying again. For 3 months, he made $0. Friends laughed. "Bro, just get a real job." His dad said, "Be realistic." But Ethan had crossed a line. He wasn't trying to survive anymore. He was building. His first sales attempt? Disaster. He walked into a local pizza shop, hands shaking. "I noticed your website could use improvement." The owner cut him off. "Kid, I don't need that." Door shut. Second business, rejected. Third, rejected. By the 10th rejection, doubt started whispering, "You're not cut out for this." One night, he punched his steering wheel. "What am I doing?" Silence. Then his own voice answered inside, "You said this isn't how your story ends." So he kept going. On his 17th attempt, a small gym owner said, "How much?" Ethan froze. He had no idea what to charge. $300? The owner shrugged. "Fine." That $300 changed everything. Not because of the money, but because of proof. Proof that someone would pay him. 6 months later, Ethan had 5 small clients. But it wasn't stable. Some months were good, some were terrifying. Then disaster hit. 2 clients canceled. His car finally broke down. Repair cost, $1,800. He had $900. He sat on the sidewalk outside the mechanic shop, head in hands. "I'm tired." For the first time since that night in the rain, he thought about quitting. Maybe his ex was right. Maybe stability was safer. Maybe dreams were for other people. That night, he applied for a warehouse job again. He almost pressed submit. His finger hovered over the screen. And then, he imagined himself 10 years later, still tired, still average, still wondering, what if? He deleted the application and whispered, "I will figure it out." That was the darkest moment and the strongest decision. Instead of chasing money, Ethan started chasing skills. He upgraded everything. Learned copywriting, sales psychology, funnels, paid ads. He invested the little money he had into courses. It was terrifying, but he understood something powerful. Poor people think spending is loss. Wealthy people think investing is leverage. He changed his identity. Instead of saying, "I'm broke," he started saying, "I'm building." That small language shift changed his confidence. Clients felt it. He stopped begging. He started consulting. Within a year, he wasn't charging $300. He was charging $3,000, and businesses were paying. One day, a struggling e-commerce brand contacted him. They were desperate. Sales were dying. They had 60 days before shutting down. Ethan felt something. This is my shot. He worked day and night, rebuilt their funnel, improved their ads, changed their messaging. First week, nothing. Second week, small improvement. Week 4, sales exploded. $30,000 in a single month. The owner called him crying. "You saved us." But what changed Ethan's life wasn't the praise. It was the profit share deal. He didn't just earn a fee. He earned percentage. Within 18 months, his share alone crossed 7 figures. Ethan Cole was officially a millionaire. The same guy who once had $3.42. The first time he saw $1 million in his account, he didn't scream. He didn't post about it. He just sat quietly, remembering the grocery store line, the declined card, the rain, the car. And he realized something powerful. Money didn't change him. Pain built him. Rejection shaped him. Failure trained him. The millions, they were just the result. Now let me talk to you. If you're broke right now, listen carefully. Being broke is not your identity. It is your current situation. There is a difference. Ethan wasn't special. He wasn't the smartest. He wasn't connected. He didn't win the lottery. He made one powerful decision. He stopped blaming and started building. You don't need millions today. You need momentum. You need skills. You need obsession. You need to become so valuable that the world has to pay you. There will be nights you doubt yourself. There will be people who leave. There will be moments you almost quit. But remember this, the pain you feel right now is training. The rejection you face is preparation. The struggle is shaping your strength. 1 year of focused effort can change everything. 3 years can transform your entire bloodline. 5 years can rewrite your last name. So if you're sitting in your version of that car, with your version of $3.42, say this out loud. This is not how my story ends. Because it isn't. Your breakthrough might be one skill away, one mentor away, one decision away. Slight energy rise, final motivation. Stay obsessed, stay hungry, and never let temporary poverty convince you that you are permanently powerless. Your future millionaire self is watching you right now. Don't disappoint them.